Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today I wanted to do a little bit of a starter ship comparison video because the new Drake cutter recently got released, and it's a it's a pretty capable ship, so I kind of wanted to compare it to other starter ships and kind of see how things stack up. So the primary contenders that I have here to go up against the cutter is the 135C, the Raw CL, and the Mustang Alpha. So if we go down here and we kind of look at them, they're pretty comparable. They're all small ships. 135C is about 19 meters long, 11 meters wide, 4 meters high. As you go through, the Raw is 4 meters high, 8 meters wide, 18 meters long. Then you have the cutter, 20 meters long, 13 meters wide, 6 meters high. And last, the Mustang Alpha, which is 21 by 18 by 9. So the Mustang Alpha is the largest of the four. Second is the cutter, third is the 135C, and the smallest, of course, is the Aurora. Now, when it comes to cargo capacity, which is going to be kind of a big one because obviously your ship is your biggest money maker in game. The 135C comes in at 6 SCU. The Raw CL comes in at 6 SCU. The Drake Cutter comes in at 4 SCU. And the Mustang Alpha comes in at 4 SCU. Now, this kind of splits the four ships right down the middle, with the Raw CL and the 135C having the most cargo capacity. Okay, so the 135C has kind of a little storage area in the back, on in the inside, and then it also has a storage area outside. The Raw CL doesn't really have any interactable storage area right now, but it's supposed to have those 6 boxes underneath here. Okay, and then they recently updated the Mustang Alpha, so its cargo compartment now comes out of the back, so you can put the 4 boxes there. But the main advantage that the cutter has, in my opinion, right now, is that you can actually fit vehicles inside of it. Now, for its size, the only other competition when it comes to small vehicles, small ships carrying vehicles, is probably gonna be the Nomad. Okay, because the Nomad has that kind of truck bed, a lot of people call it, and you can fit an RLC in there, you can fit an STV in there, you can fit a Drake Mule in there, you can fit a hover bike. So that makes it very versatile, and the Drake Cutter isn't very far behind. You can cram an RLC rock in there. You can comfortably fit an STV. You can comfortably fit a mule. The PTV, you can also fit that in there. You can also fit some hover bikes. So if you want to be able to transport any type of small vehicle, the cutter has no competition amongst these four, because you cannot really fit a vehicle in the Alpha, the Raw, or the 135C. Okay, nothing fits in there. So if you do plan on transporting any vehicles, the cutter is a clear winner. Okay, now on the other hand, the Aurora. Now, okay, well, let's talk about price a little bit next. In game, the Aurora, 400,000 AUC. The Mustang Alpha, 200,000 AUC. That seems pretty low, but we don't know what the cut is yet, and they're not showing anything for the 135C here. But in terms of pledge price, 135C is about $55. Raw CL is $45. the Cutter is $45, and the Mustang Alpha is $30. So the Mustang Alpha is a pretty good deal. It is the cheapest. It has the same SCU capacity. It does give you the ability to do box missions and cargo. And it has probably the most DPS out of the four. So if you plan on doing in space or in atmosphere combat missions with other ships, the Mustang Alpha is gonna have an edge. Okay. The all one-person vehicles, they all have size 1 components. The biggest difference is gonna be in the weapons. So I went over here to DPS calculator to kind of get an idea what the DPS of these ships are gonna look like. Starting with the Mustang Alpha, I configured it. This is not stock. I configured it with 2 yellow jacket ballistic Gatlings. It has a nose turret with 2 size 2s on it, but you can also add 2 size 1s. So I added some ballistic Gatlings on there. For a total DPS, let's get it back to center. That's pretty good. For about 1500 DPS. Okay, stock, full powered weapons 1650. That's pretty good DPS. Now the Cutter, on the other hand, I upgraded this to laser cannons because, again, this to me seems like the kind of ship that you're probably not going to land too many hits on, but when you do land a hit on your opponent, you want it to matter, you want it to count. Okay, because it's not a very agile ship. So in my opinion, I feel like cannons are going to be your best friends here. Laser repeaters are probably going to be pretty good too, but just to get that DPS up a little bit, again, I kept the gimbals on there because it's not very agile. You're probably not going to want to put fixed weapons on that. So full powered weapons, we've got 585 DPS. Next one, we got the 135C. Again, this is a very agile ship. So I got rid of the gimbals and I put 2 size 3 attrition 3s on there, giving it 640 DPS. Again, this is these are laser repeaters. You have pretty much unlimited ammo. Again, you can put ballistics on here. You can put cannons on here, but laser repeaters, in my opinion, you can't go wrong because the ship is so agile. And with an agile ship, I feel like laser repeaters are kind of your best friend because you can just spray and pray and move around, kind of dance around them. You're gonna get hits on them at the end of the day. So again, good DPS, 641. It's slightly more than the Cutter, not by much though, which is pretty surprising because the Cutter has 2 size 1s and this has 2 size 3s on there. But that's kind of the balance of putting cannons on there, because laser cannons have more DPS. So by putting 2 cannons on the Cutter, I feel like you can get close to that 135C. Again, you can put cannons on the 135C, but I kind of feel like that's wasted potential because the 135C is so nimble. You're gonna get more hits on somebody, so you might as well go with a weapon that can deal out that DPS. So even though the DPS between these two ships are pretty similar, you're just gonna have more shots off with the 135C. Then the Royal CL, the Royal CL comes as standard with 2 size 1s on gimbals. I got the attritions on there, and then I got some light strikes as extra size ones because you have 2 more mounts there. So full powered weapons, we got 925. That's pretty good DPS. 2 laser cannons, 2 laser repeaters. The Aurora is pretty nimble, so I figured why not? Let's go for more DPS. Let's get some cannons on there. Again, I didn't go for any ballistic weapons. I kind of feel like the next again, you can go for ballistic weapons if you want just the most DPS for your secondary fire group, but I feel like having cannons on there for your secondary fire group is you won't have to worry about, you know, reloading, running out of ammo, all that kind of stuff. So for a beginner, I feel like this is a great immediate upgrade to do. Just, you know, for your second fire group, get a laser cannon on there and get that DPS up a little bit. Again, the Aurora is pretty nimble, so this added DPS is going to be a friend. In terms of shield, you've got 3000 HP on the Aurora. You've got 1500 HP on the 135C, because again, it's got one shield. The Aurora has two. For the cutter, you have one size 1 shield, 1600 HP. And with the Mustang Alpha, you have two size 1s, so you've got 2700 HP. So basically, in terms of shields, the Mustang Alpha and the Aurora do have more shields, but the cutter comes out on top when it comes to hull HP. Now, I don't know if this is going to be changed or balanced in the future. Again, it's such a new ship and we're just getting this information in. But right now it has a lot of body HP, nose, and the total's pretty high up there. I mean, the total ship HP is something closer to like a much larger ship. So when your shields go down, you're not going to blow up immediately, basically. That being said, it is nice to not have to worry about that and just have those shields in the first place. So, you know, in combat, you're not worried about, you know, losing guns or anything like that. I mean, for the Mustang Alphas, two size 1s, this is really more designed for combat, in my opinion. If you're planning on doing those combat missions, in all honesty, the Mustang Alpha and the Aurora CL are pretty good options. Okay, again, we go back to fleet yards here. The Aurora CL has 6 SU cargo, so it has more cargo, and it has more DPS than the cutter. Okay, so if you're really interested on diving in more on box missions, if you're interested in diving in more on trading, if you want the ability to, you know, do bunker missions, the Mustang Alpha and the Aurora CL are good options. But that being said, if you want a little bit more versatility, you want to be able to carry a vehicle, for instance, and that being said, if you're doing box missions in the Aurora CL, it's a little bit harder because you have to put all those boxes behind the seat. It has a much smaller interior than the cutter. So, I mean, if you feel a little bit claustrophobic in the game, you want to be able to walk around your ship, the cutter does have a lot more interior space. But, you know, all three of these ships have beds that you can log out in. I believe the Mustang Alpha. No, I don't think the Mustang Alpha has a bed you can log out in. So that's probably the biggest downside to the Alpha. I think maybe the Beta has an interior. I'm not sure. I can't really remember at this point. It's been so long since I've flown this ship. But I know for a fact the Aurora CL, the 135C, and the cutter does have a bed that you can log out in. So that, I mean, again, that's not really that big of a deal right now, but of course, if you're considering going to Pyro, that is a big deal. And another thing that a lot of people are talking about recently is the fuel. Fuel capacity, you know, being what it is, you can see down here, 660,000, quantum fuel 6,000. We look to compare it, you know, 583 quantum fuel on the CL. 700 on the 135C, 583 on the Mustang Alpha. I think maybe the cutter was supposed to be 600, and they added extra zero. Same thing with the hydrogen. 60,000 here, 660,000 here. So I think maybe it was supposed to be 66,000 instead of 660,000. But still, if it was 66,000, that is more than the Mustang Alpha 60,000. That is more than the 135C 65,000, and is more than the raw CL's 45,000. So that would put the cutter's fuel tanks, hydrogen and quantum, at the highest, even after they get rid of this extra zero. Which, again, they might not. I don't know. Maybe it's designed for pyro to be able to jump from standard to pyro easily. Maybe they're going to give a buff to, you know, all of the fuel capacity specifications moving forward, because you know, they might want to encourage gameplay, multi-system gameplay, and right now, you know, ships don't really have the fuel capacity for that. But yeah, basically, in my opinion, it comes down to what you want to do. From the outset, the cutter is a very compelling ship for a starting player, and because of the deals that CIG have going on right now, it's kind of a no-brainer. You can get the cutter with LTI and a free skin. So you're getting the cutter, you're getting the game package, you're getting a free skin, you're getting starting money, a hanger, all $45. Again, if you get the raw CL, you're not gonna get the skin, you're not gonna get lifetime insurance. Same thing with the Mustang Alpha, and then the 135C starter package is more expensive than $45. So if you are looking to jump in the game right now, it is a huge no-brainer to go for the cutter. But moving forward, after, you know, IAE, it really depends on what you want to do, what ship you're gonna get. Again, you know, someone in the future might be watching this video and the IAE sale might not be available, and if, you know, you're a person from the future watching this video, and that deal is not available to you, the decision really comes down to what you want to do. If you want to do trading and combat, I would personally say go with the 135C, because a little bit higher DPS, a lot better, you know, maneuverability. It does have that hydrogen refinery inside, so you basically don't have to worry about fuel and atmosphere, and it has a little bit more cargo capacity with 6 SU. The Aurora, again, I would say at this price point, the DPS is good. The DPS is better than 135C, better than the cutter, but the tiny interior space is a real negative for me, and it's not really that much of a great looking ship. It is pretty maneuverable, and it does have, you know, 6 SU of cargo. For that price, it's not a bad deal. But at the end of the day, I think you should personally get a ship that you can see yourself keeping. A lot of people, you know, think about upgrading their starter ship, but I think a starter ship, you know, if you have the intention of keeping it, it should be a ship that you plan on using past just, you know, being a starter. You don't want to have to, you know, get an Aurora as a starter package and then immediately go and upgrade to a Mustang Alpha or, you know, an Avenger Titan and just never use the Aurora again. So because the Avenger Titan has instant claim time, so you don't really need to use it for that. If you get an Aurora starter package and you upgrade to an Avenger Titan in game, you're just never going to end up using the Aurora ever again. But if you get the cutter, and okay, hey, we're back again. Yeah, sorry about that. I don't know what happened. I think OBS just crashed out on me. But yeah, basically what I was just saying is that I think the cutter has the potential to be a ship that you're gonna keep for a long time. But yeah, Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I really appreciate you guys' feedback on these videos.
Please prepare to disarm.
Yeah, I just kind of hopped in the game here. But yeah, leave your comments in the comments down below. If you guys like the video, hit like. If you want to see more videos like it, subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next one. Salute.